Welcome back to another video, guys. In today's episode, it's gonna be a little bit different. We're on the Lamborghinis, taking a quick stroll in the park. We're gonna do a little bit different, try to do a vlog. Wait, what is that? What is that? Wait a second. What is this? Hey, who are you? Who are you?
Hello.
Dude, this is my dream car. Oh my God.
This is my nightmare car.
Dude, this is so clean. Oh my God. Do that again, bro. Oh my God. Bro, this is my dream car. I've been having wet dreams about this car for months. Bro, how much you want for it right now? Oh shit, you got something up there?
$6 grand right now. Cash.
I don't know about 6, but I could for sure give you 13. I think, dude, do we got a deal or what? Bro, that's my dream car. Oh. Bro, this is so clean. It's literally perfect. Oh my God. This is my dream car. Hey, do you mind if I pay you in all 10s and 20s though? Because that's all I have. So if you don't mind, I could for sure pay you in 10s and 20s. Oh, that's fine. I don't care about that. But it's Imola red.
Mint condition, all the service records.
How-
Paint is mint, interior mint.
How many miles does it have?
24,000 miles.
Oh my God. I'm gonna freaking call Bill Nye and let him know. Yeah, we got a science guy. Oh, this is a nice car.
Don't worry about this.
Bro,
Extra grip.
I think this would get so much attention in traffic. You all right there, bud? Oh my
Dude, I
God.
just drove by a freaking Austin yellow M4 CS,
Are you serious?
and he said he liked my car.
Oh God, this is so good. All right, guys, enough games because my life has become one giant game and I seem like I'm not doing so well at it. Unfortunately, that little skit is real life, baby. This is the same car that I was offered for $6,500, and that was an absolute nightmare. I made like a 10-minute video talking this car was the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my entire life, and I didn't buy it for $6,500, but someone reposted it, bought it, fixed $200 worth of stuff, posted it for $16,000. I said, you know what, $13,000 sounds great. Let me go ahead and get that. Now, unfortunately, I am the new owner of this. So within 2 weeks, me and Frederico have picked up an Imola Red E46 M3 that became one of my newest nightmares, and now this has become my newest nightmare.
Hey man, people aren't genuine anymore. They don't tell you what's wrong with the cars.
Well, especially when you buy from the freak.
That's also very true.
I can't say that.
Nah, fuck it. In the Secret Service.
Hey, that guy was legit though. Anyways,
Took it to the tail of the dragon.
first I want to apologize for the wind noise because I don't know how this is going to turn out. The GoPro is booty cheeks quality. I probably got to get a new one. But anyways, this is the reveal. It is a 2001 BMW E39 M5, Imola Red factory, the worst interior BMW has ever made. Heritage full leather, the worst interior BMW has ever produced.
It's got seat twist.
It's got a seat twist, and the seat twisted so hard that it ripped open in 10 spots. So now, yes sir, the most ugliest and hideous interior you've ever seen. I am now the owner of this. Yep. So luckily though, they said, you know what? This interior is so nice. Let's put some LED lights to show it off. Oh, one good thing. Headliner, absolutely mint. I haven't seen a cleaner one. The cluster, not bad. The cluster, yep, that about sums it up. The lower bezel works, but the mileage doesn't. This beautiful car is sitting at 262 or 3,000 miles. Surprisingly, the actual Carfax on this has no minors, no accidents, nothing, completely clean. It is a 100% California-owned car, straight from the factory, 0 mileage, shipped to the Cali dealer. It has some beautiful dine-in intakes that are actually the OG ones that are in fantastic shape, which is a pretty cool fact about this car. And it's probably the only cool fact about this car, that it actually has dine-in intakes installed at the factory on the Carfax at 0 miles. So this car was shipped to the dealership and immediately they put on dine-in carbon intakes, which are the OG ones with the much cooler logo. unfortunately, they slapped the carb sticker right on the logo. So not a fan of that. Probably going to end up taking that off. For some reason too, it doesn't have the Imola red paint code on the actual strut tower, but I went into the VIN and it is factory Imola red, and everything is as is. This car was somebody's obviously daily driver, as it is 262,000 miles. It was at like 200 something thousand miles, I think in 2011 or 12. And then it ended up sitting in someone's backyard in Cali for probably the better part of 10 years. So once this car was actually found by the original guy, it needed some work with the fuel system and just some stuff to get it back up on its feet. Once it was running again, they did a couple more things for the minor maintenance. It needed complete suspension redone, and main reason why I didn't buy it is because this car was so bad driving that I didn't even feel safe driving this car 4 hours home from Cali. So I ended up passing due to suspension, unsafe conditions, and the interior is absolutely destroyed. And I already know well off that I cannot find another interior for this car no matter what I do, and that's what stopped me from buying this car. I unfortunately wanted to get a perfect Imola on Imola car. As I've been speaking, I finally saved up some dinero, stopped being cheap, and I was ready to spend the money. And of course, I'm ready to spend the money, and I cannot find a single one for months. So I ended up buying the Imola Red E46 M3, and then literally, this guy wanted $13,000 for the car, the guy who bought it and fixed it, drove it for 6 months, and sold it. He wanted $13,000 firm, was not budging. And I happened to have $13,000 in cash, literally in 10s and 20s, and made him deliver the car from SoCal to my house. So he drove 4.5 hours while I was at work, got home the same time as me, and I paid him in 10s and 20s. So not on purpose, it just happened to have it. We are inside the car now. It's gonna be quite the experience, being that this car is 5% tint all around. Windshield and doors, all 5%. So it's like sundown, 7 o'clock, and it looks like it's midnight in here. I literally barely can see out the windows. Not a fan at all. So right now, traction control light is on, brake light, ABS. Apparently I think the hub, what? A wheel bearing hub? Some shit, I don't remember. Apparently that is bad. I think that's the one that has the speed sensor in it as well. So speedometer doesn't work, and the trifecta is on. The car is, of course, as you already heard, has an exhaust. Should just be muffler and resonator delete. Besides that, the car is pretty much completely stock. It came with some paint, but I can't tell if it's been opened, and I don't know what the hell it is. So it could be a gold mine, or could be taking up my trash can next week on trash day. So we'll figure that one out. It came with 6 coilovers, some shitty Rev 9, all 4, and then 2 rear BCs. So Federico's gonna take over the cam, and I mean, this thing's a piece of shit. We'll give you guys a quick pull once it levels out. So the car has full power, feels perfectly good.
But as you can see, we're going 0 miles an hour.
Hell yeah. So that way we're never speeding.
Yep. Excuse the wind, but go ahead. Go, go. One more.
This monstrosity back into the garage. This is an extreme temporary situation. Had to move the beautiful Imola Red E46 M3 outside. This will be going right back outside as soon as this video is done with. So the car is in the garage right now just to film this because it's been so windy outside. But I've owned it for 2 days now, and I've probably driven it more than I had the Avis Blue one, and I had that car for like almost 8 months, something like that, and I never drove it. Yeah, I don't know why I bought this, to be honest. I thought you guys would probably like it, so I was like, you know what, might as well do it. Since we got no M5 on the channel right now, this was as close as I could get to what I wanted. It's Imola red at the end of the day, runs and drives, so the exhaust is pretty terrible, but it sounds pretty good at the same time. This car needs an extreme amount of work. It has a glove box full of records, which supposedly has timing chain and guides. It's on records like $5,600 or something like that. It's had a transmission, a clutch, a bunch of random stuff done to it. The engine is extremely quiet. It definitely seems a little chattery, more from the transmission side than the actual engine. So the drivetrain probably needs to be gone through at least a little bit. Other than that, it doesn't seem to leak anything. It doesn't seem to have any other issues. Cross my fingers. But it's going to need an absolutely insane amount of cosmetic work. So the passenger side actually looks almost perfect. There's like absolutely nothing that needs to be touched. Surprisingly, the actual paint and the clear coat on the sides of the car is almost flawless. The paint looks great. There's really nothing. It's shiny. There's nothing here. So really, just the top of the car is where the damage is. Even then, it's super limited to pretty much just the hood. So it did come with paint, which I'll show you guys in a little bit because I have no idea about paint. So we looked it up, and it is like $2,000 worth of paint. I'm just not really aware of paint products or stuff like that. So for sure, I'm gonna try to minimize it to painting the hood, the front bumper. Obviously, got to get a rear bumper and paint that as well. But the car only really looks like trash from the front and from the dented side. So that mirror is a replacement mirror, but it's absolutely disgusting. It's painted like some random red, and it wasn't painted good at all. So that needs to be painted: the hood, the bumper, the rear bumper, and the roof. And also this mirror needs to be painted. I don't know if, I think they already tried to PDR most of the driver's fender and the driver's door, but it's probably either going to need to be body worked or replaced. So luckily I have a fender actually, so got that, but I will need a door. And then on the actual A-pillar of the car has a pretty bad dent, and it looks like it started rusting. I don't know how though, because it was in Cali. I don't know, maybe the beach water, salt water, whatever the case is, I have no idea. But that's gonna need to be adjusted, or that's gonna need to be addressed for sure. But the rest of the car is trashed pretty much. So suspension was a lot better than when I first drove it, but it's gonna need to be gone through for sure. This wheel bearing and hub needs to be addressed. The steering randomly gets super tough. It'll be perfect, flawless, all power steering, everything, and then randomly I'll go to turn and it will just like lose power steering and then come back. So I don't know if there's something wrong in the power steering, if there's a blockage, if there's needs to be bled, the rack maybe, I don't know. But that needs to be addressed. So steering, suspension, paint and cosmetics, and the entire interior. And the entire interior needs to be replaced. So it is full leather. I don't see a point in keeping it full leather. I'm gonna end up spending thousands of dollars just on upper and lower dash, and then it's gonna be a pain to maintain basically forever. So let's say this first. If you guys like this car and you guys want to see this be the project M5, then okay, I will go in and we will get this car as right as we can. If not, I will use this car as a placeholder until I can find and afford a very nice Imola on Imola. But that won't bring much content because I'll be buying a perfect car, and except for the reveal video and a few mods, you're really not going to see it. This car is probably going to be like a year project at the minimum just to get it sort of on its feet. This car would take probably years of tinkering, especially without just blowing the budget out of proportion. So again, this can either be a placeholder or it can be the one. You guys let me know in the comments below. Let me know what the future holds for this car. But as far as the interior, there's no point to actually keep it full leather. Most likely gonna rip all this out and just put standard vinyl. It doesn't wear, it always looks good. You don't have to worry about it. The car has limo tint all around, but it is stupid dark. So I'll maybe keep the side windows, but the windshield for sure has to be taken off, and it needs to be retinted to something lighter, but 5% on the windshield is terrible. It's like midday and you think it's nighttime. So it's too much. I don't like it. So again, for the interior, we'll probably swap to vinyl. If you guys have E39 M5 Sport interior and whatever colorway, please let me know. I will buy that, but again, you have to be somewhat close to me. So if you're anywhere on the West Coast, let me know. I need sport interior badly, and I already have very low expectations of finding it. So if I cannot find sport interior, my goal is to convert back to vinyl base. I will try to source sport back seats and door panels and get rid of heritage because it's disgusting and I hate the pattern. And then might be a hate it or love it type of thing, but I don't fit in these seats as is, and it's just very uncomfortable to drive. I want to be way lower and more supported. The seat only comes up to like halfway up my back, and it's just super uncomfortable. Thinking about doing Recaro Sportster CSs and doing some actual nice, better bucket seats, I guess. And that's like everybody in the Beamer community, but they look good, and I think it would provide way more support. I would sit lower, and then I would have better seats, and the car would look better. So if we do go that route, I can either get them sent off, reupholstered, and make a custom interior, or we could just dye. I can get them in leather, and we can dye maybe cinnamon, or just leave the interior black. So again, let me know what you guys want to see down below, and we'll figure something out. But let me take you on a little bit of a walk around in the car, because I know I didn't show it too much last night. It got dark pretty quick, and I had some stuff to do. So let me show you a little bit more about the car, and then you guys can let me know your final thoughts. We're gonna have to work with a little bit of tight quarters. I didn't feel like moving all these cars around just to put them back. So as far as the exterior goes on the M5, clearly you've already seen the clear coat is pretty much 100% gone on the hood. Luckily, the bumper is in okay shape, not paint wise, but physically the bumper seems to be okay with no damage, which is great because they're extremely hard to find and quite expensive. So that's a plus. The headlights look to be okay. They were refinished by the guy who just sold it to me, so they don't look that bad. Not sure, probably gonna keep amber, might go with Euro lens, not sure yet, but they look way better than they did before, so that's a plus. As far as this driver's fender goes, it has quite a bit of dents and dings and massively right here, so probably just going to end up replacing that one since I already have it. There's really no point in trying to bodywork this and save it. It's right here on the crease too, and the paint has been like all the way knocked off and down. So there's really no point in saving this. And this is not even red, that's like orange. I'm colorblind and that shit is crazy. So that's obviously gonna need to be repainted. I don't know what mirror they used because the glass is like popping out, which usually indicates that it is a replica. So in the trunk, if it will actually open right now, he included the original mirror right here. I don't know if this can be saved at all. It doesn't look, obviously, yes, it is broken. So never mind, just scratch that. I forgot it had a hole right here. That's no bueno. I thought it just broke off the mounting, but nope, has a hole, so it is for sure trash. But also here are my random assortment of coilovers, which I don't even think, yeah, the Rev 9 and some random BCs, but yeah, that's probably all just trash, to be honest. So yeah, let's just forget. You forget I even opened the trunk. As far as the front end goes, this is what I was talking about on the A-pillar. Might be a little hard to see on camera just because of the color, but yeah, I don't know where the rust would come from. If that is, I don't know what's going on with that. So that's gonna need to be addressed 100%. Hopefully that can be fixed without too much body work. Really don't want to make this car went from the Wheel King to the Bondo King. So we're gonna try to save everything we can. This door, you guys let me know, should be able to be, I don't know, honestly. Let me know below. Is this savable, or is this gonna be Bondo worked up? Because it seems to be okay on the actual line. I don't know, it's kind of on that body line. It's not sharp body line, but it is curved. So do I need a new door? Because that's kind of going to be a pain. So let me know down below if that can be saved. But as far as the rest of the driver's side goes, the paint on the actual side of the car looks great. Like, it's pretty much perfect. There's no real wear except for the driver door handle, but that's super easy to replace or repaint. The rest of the car looks pretty good. What is this? It looks like some overspray. So that would probably buff out, but quarter panel looks great. Rear bumper looks good until you get to right there. So just pretty much the top of the car is where it took the brutal sun damage. The roof is all the way gone with clear coat. This is the only piece that's left, but it's really not that much noticeable just because it doesn't look like the hood. So a hood needs to be resprayed, the roof, the trunk, both mirrors, and then obviously we're gonna have to replace some panels over here, but on the actual passenger side of the car, it's gonna be a little hard to see, but perfect all the way through. Really no dents, no nothing. Mirror's gonna need to be repainted and the door handles, but that's really it. Not much really else has to go on here, but it is what it is. As far as the actual wheels go, I can't really remember how to tell if these were OEM or not. I believe the replicas don't have a bulge at all, but this bulge is pretty small. The wheels looked a lot better when I first looked at the car, but he said that he took steel wool to polish the lip. And I don't know what happened all throughout all the spokes. All the wheels look like this. They're pretty much destroyed. So they fully need to be refinished, and probably even then it's probably going to be a lot of work. So he put on a random 295s on the rear, which is extremely fat, and the tire is poking off the wheel pretty much. Same thing, he used steel wool, and they look quite pitted and pretty much destroyed. These wheels might just be written off, especially if they're not OEM. These wheels are pretty much trash. So let me know. I can't really quite tell if these are OEM or not. As far as the interior goes, this is where it gets even worse. You've already seen the front seat is destroyed. Steering wheel is destroyed. The dash is also quite destroyed all the way through. It's going to be just pretty much garbage. The lower dash seems to be okay. Center console is okay. The shifter for just try to pull up on it. Yeah, this is for sure needs to be 100% rebuilt. Just go ahead and put that back like that. Good to go. So it's going to need mechanical work. It's going to need a ton of cosmetic work and interior work. That is the part for the front that he threw in. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to you guys, because this is absolutely destroyed. And for the price I paid, I got. So this thing is disgusting. When I think about it, it's cool because it's Imola red. When I really think about it, this is just a pile of trash, to be honest. So yeah, that's the car. I pretty much bought a giant hunk of trash on wheels. Has 70,000 more miles than the car I just sold. Exterior is in similar condition. Mechanical, it is similar condition. And interior is a 1,000% downgrade. So, yep, should probably just kept the Avis blue car and not even bothered with this car. But you know what? I make bad decisions and you guys are here for it. So let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below. I don't even want to think about this car anymore because every time I think, I regret it. As far as the engine bay goes, it's definitely quite dusty and dirty. There seems to be a little bit of a leak coming from the valve cover. Looks a little bit sludged up on the underside of the actual valve cover as well. So those are for sure going to need to be replaced. PVC is still quite squishy, but looks quite old as well. So it probably needs to be replaced as well. Everything else seems to be decently okay. I don't see anything that really stands out as needing to be addressed right away. This car will for sure need its fair share of maintenance. Don't know how somebody got 2 dents right there. But yeah, besides that, this car needs PDR all the way around. This thing is just a piece of junk on wheels, guys. And now it's mine, unfortunately. Could be yours though, so if you want to buy it off me, let me know down below. I will be happy to pass off this to you. Man, I don't really even have anything else to say to you guys other than I'm sorry. I did it again. Made a bad choice. And now we're all going to have to live with it. So Hopefully we can all get along and agree that it's cool because it's a Mola Red, and we all are gonna agree that it's a giant piece of shit. But hey, that's what it does. That's what happens. This is how the cookie crumbles, big dog. So we're just gonna have to take it from there. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because this car is stressing me out just looking at it. So we're gonna be back ASAP with some more unfortunate content. Hopefully we can fix the E46 M3 soon. I know I wanted to rebuild the entire rear end and do everything at once, but I really want to drive that car. So I might just do the bare minimum, get some bushings and some fluid and swap the diff so we could drive it again. I really want to drive that car and I paid too much money for it to sit. So that's probably our main focus, and probably going to be two-piece, just get it up for right now and then we'll readdress it later. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below. We're of course going to be back with some more content. 2 Mola Reds this month. Dreams come true, and my dream turned into a nightmare. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here before it turns into yours. And I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back. Later, guys.